All right, vlog is done. Had a good idea, but it ain't gonna work because I don't have that bike anymore, and I'm not doing it with this one because it'll never work with this one. Plus this is a mountain bike, and what the idea was take, sell the BMX bike and take out all the derailleur and all that off the green fat tire and the shifter, which I could do. That's easy enough. I just gotta loosen up one bolt or one little screw to take the cable off the derailleur, and then I just got to figure out where all the hoses are, for the cable. Pull that, and then I'm sorry, I'm not going to Quick Trip early again. I learned my lesson yesterday doing that. And then pull the derailleur off, pull the cable, obviously keep it, and sell it, but like anybody's gonna buy it. I tell them it would work good for an entry-level kid's bike or something like that. And I tell them it's granted worn out, used but in good condition. It's not too terribly old. It's used but not too terribly old. Get rid of the chain. Just it's just the derailleur, freewheel, and shifter and cable. So it's shifter, cable, derailleur, freewheel. Like, well, what about the chain? I snapped the chain and I'm going a different route with the bikes, so that's that. I took the chain apart or whatever, I'd make a lie. I took the chain apart, lost the pin, and then I was new with losing pin and chain is kind of useless because you don't really want to keep riding a bike on a chain that's short than what it needs to be. gonna go down to Smith and ride on Smith because I'm kind of watching for bikes getting thrown out right now. Because then if I can get a bike that's getting thrown out, I'm gonna snag the chain if I can. So, you know, now I'm going a different route, you know, and turning that into like a big size or big ass fucking BMX bike. Like, how are you planning on doing that? And I'm going to tell them I'm going to sell my BMX bike. I'm going to have a 26-inch fat tire BMX bike. You know, I'm going to, you know, drill the holes for a gyro. You know, they have the removable gyro tabs, just the upper parts. You know, for the taking the place of the lower gyro plate. So, and then you know, and all that, you know, then do the gyro cables and run it, and people will be like, that's not a factory. I'm like, no, it's not. It's what happened, you know, I tell them it's what happens when you want to live the BMX life but don't want to ride a BMX bike, and you already had 2 mountain bikes and are willing to butcher one. So you know, I'm just looking for a fucking chain right now because, you know, I want to get more links made. You know, I don't want to use the rest of my fucking half link chain because I got a link at home I want to get rid of, but I don't want to throw in the bucket, you know, my used link bin because you know, it's a brand new link I haven't used yet. Which I'm just about tempted to do because, you know, I'm tired of looking at the pill bottle that it's in, you know, because I use pill bottles, old medication bottles, I should say, to store stuff. Not a whole lot, but you know, And then I do use old medication bottles to store some stuff. I'm gonna go down to Pickle. I wasn't riding Smith with that dog. Well, that was free wandering. I didn't want to. You know, have a dog coming after me. And I've had it happen. It's not fun. They had a free book thing here too, and I went past it. I don't know how many times. Oh no, stickers, huh? Take a little bit of a handful of them. It's news to me, man.